This video is gonna be like 2-3 minutes. This topic has always been ridiculous to me. I'm gonna tell you why. Streaming, streaming is not difficult. The people who do the streaming control how difficult any of this is. 10% of this, the things that are out of their control, I do sympathize with them for. I do sympathize on some of it, but also, you still the 90% of it will still directly influence the 10% because of your choices in content and your choices with who you associate with and your choices and your opinions. You took that risk. But let me make this very clear. Streaming is not that hard. It's a very simple concept. You get up, you entertain people on a stream, and that's about it. Either you got it or you don't, right? But to say it's difficult than a 9 to 5 is completely fucking stupid. First of all, you don't have bosses to adhere to. In fact, your bosses are what? Beholden to the corporation that you are platformed on, who lets you, if you're good enough, get away with quite literally anything. So we can start with that. Second of all the money you guys rake in for a a job that does not help anyone but yourselves is kind of funny. See, the idea of streaming is that it's only to help you and the people maybe that you have hired along the way to help you be a good streamer, if you have the money and the platform available to do so. But you're only really helping yourself at the end of the day. So let's start with that as also another caveat that I find funny when they do this. Now, people like Hassan have said stupid shit like this. Hassan is an idiot. Hassan has never worked for anything a day in his life and has never had to adhere to anything. He's been given everything, including his platform. He never actually even worked to be a popular streamer. He was just marketed that way because of who he was connected to. And all he does is really poison the minds of young, stupid people that think they know politics because they waste their lives on Twitter. And even then, all they're being fed is idealistic garbage that never actually applies to real world logic whatsoever. It never helps them, but they'll find that out when they get older. The thing about streamers is that makes me laugh is you guys complain about all the things you have to deal with. They're your choice. See, when it comes to careers, and also the people who say this are the ones that I see that don't even have families. Meaning you are free to take your time and not have to be pressured to even make more money because you don't have anyone depending on you. There are people that I know that in my field that have careers because they have families. They have to have them depend on them. They have absolutely everything that riding on them to be providers. You guys don't have to deal with that shit. All you do is just stream and talk shit all day. Well, your biggest fear is looking stupid on the internet once. In reality, it's never even that big of a deal unless you keep continually doing stupid shit. The idea that you think streaming is hard is because of your own mental makeup and the way you handle things mentally. Either you're not taking care of yourself mentally or you just can't handle this. At the end of the day, that has nothing to do with streaming. Streaming itself is very, very simple and very easy and very straightforward. But I see people complaining about streaming, how hard it is. Well, here's the thing. You're not locked into anything. You could just stop any time. You don't even have to go tell anyone you're quitting. You can just do it. Streaming is not hard. It's the people who make it hard on themselves, and I have no sympathy for them. There are some I do for the 10% that is out of their control, and even then you have to look back at what they did to even get to the point where you have certain people after you that you do. You control your narrative at the end of the day. There will always be maybe that 3% instance of something happening that's completely out of your control, like a Jenna Marbles situation, which was completely stupid as hell. And even then, Jenna Marbles won't quit because guess what? Jenna Marbles doesn't have to make that money. Jenna Marbles made a lot of money to the point where she could quit and live her life and never have to come back. So even then, whatever. The thing is, streaming is not hard. It's the people who think it's hard because they've never been mentally tested in their lives. And that's why streaming is hard. For someone if you see some of the best streamers who do things the right way and handle situations the right way, like say Optimus, and he's doing a pretty okay job in this video trying to explain both sides rationally and all that. And even though he is on the side that I'm saying, he worked manual jobs. He worked jobs that required humility. That's why he gets it. Even guys like Geeks and Gamers and shit like that, they're not sitting here talking about how hard their job is. They're not. They may say things you don't agree with, but they've never come out and said their job is harder than another. No, because they understand they left the 9 to 5 to get to this. That's why I hate these fucking streamers who do this, who've never actually experienced this. You don't know. Hassan Piker speaking on a 9 to 5 is like me trying to speak on the plights of being in the LGBTQIA community. How the fuck would I know really how it feels to go through a freaking transgender operation? How the fuck would I know? I've never done it, nor do I want to. So I'm not gonna speak on the absolute feelings on how that sucks or whatever. I don't care. I'm not gonna speak on that shit. Things like this are what make me just like laugh. This is corny. This should never be a discussion, to be honest. It's just complete garbage bait at this point. Or these people are that delusional. They don't realize how much they control in their own plight.